update. All right, welcome back everybody. I hope you're doing great. Hope you're having an amazing day. Hope you had a great week because yeah, we had some amazing price action this week. But now coming into the weekend, there's going to be a few updates, few things to keep in mind, to keep your eyes on. And before we dive in, I would like to remind you that on our website you can find a lot of information about Bybit. If you want to support the channel, just like I'm a big supporter of Bybit, you can easily do this by using the affiliate link, signing up to Bybit. It will give you some really nice bonuses, and also it will give me a little kickback. It's an easy way to show your gratitude and to support the channel. Also, if you want to join the Discord channel after signing up to Bybit, just send me an email using this form. Use your user ID, your email address that you used for Bybit, and then I can verify you and send you a reply with the invitation to the Discord channel. All right, so all that being said and done, let's dive right in. Okay, so now where did we leave off yesterday? Yesterday was quite an eventful day, and let's see if we can readjust a little bit what we were looking at yesterday. I think it was something like this, with a little bit of a hesitation, something like yeah, like that. Yeah, I think this was more or less it. Good. So what happened yesterday? Yesterday we were creating this rising triangle, I think the low we had set was the high range we had set was something more or less here in this area. Of course, what did I say? There was a chance, of course, to break up to the upside. There was a chance to break down to the downside. For the upside, I was expecting a close within this box. Closing and rejecting within this box could lead to a forceful rejection. But of course, we did close just a little bit above this blue box area. So what happened? We saw price reach back down, finding support on the lower edge of the blue box, and now probably chances are that we are going to see another attempt to the higher areas following this this reaction here. But this is not a very strong reaction, so probably just a little bit more continuation. But what's important is that we don't end up making newer lows and confirming this bearish divergence, series of bearish divergences that we have been printing for a few ones in a row already. So yeah, what could negate this this bearish signal? The most important thing that we should be looking for is actually a strong signal to the downside, where we create a new bullish divergence, and this would initiate a stronger move to the upside. What could also negate bearish signals is actually starting to make higher highs and also breaking the high here on this RSI. This would be one of the most bullish signals of a bullish continuation that we could see. Of course, after a really nice rally up, eventually we do get a correction, which is not always a death sentence. It's not always a problem, but it's a natural cause and effect. So what is to be expected? What are we going to be looking for? Yeah, cats in the house. It's like having ghosts in the house, right? Let's have a look and let's see what the magic numbers can help us figure out. Now, let me just look around for a little second. Yeah, all is good, all is well, excellent. So we are looking at the 1 hour chart. Let's have a look first at the 1 hour chart. Now on the 1 hour chart, the RSI did have at least a little bit of a pullback. We didn't really print a lower low on the RSI, but yeah, just having a series of higher lows, this is a continuation. So this signals a little bit more to a continuation to the upside. Also, knowing that we are entering a very low volatility area. Now, on the other hand, I have been looking at a few different ways of printing, of seeing this whole pattern shape. And if we look at it from this perspective, we do see that we are forming a rising wedge. Now, rising wedges are usually an indicator that they're more easily to break to the downside than they are signaling that, or than they are easy to break to the upside. Okay, so on top of that, we're going to be looking at the higher time frames because this is the end of the week. We want to have a little bit more of a macro perspective now that the week is going to close. And all this is probably going to help us a little more think about the possible strategies that we could start setting up now for the coming weekend and also for the next week in mind. All right, now let's just have a look. Let's have a look. Where do we begin? Because this is a tricky situation. Having these bearish divergences following up, it's very, very difficult not to be extra careful thinking about longing this situation. You know, it's there is actually potentially a correction on the horizon. But the question is now, how are we going to judge where this correction might be? Now, first of all, let's have a look and see first what kind of levels we want to see broken in order to negate this signal coming from these two areas. So the first one to break would be right around here, this RSI level, trying to make a higher high on, let's call it 79, and then the second one would be sitting here, let's call it 85. So 79 and 85. So 79 would be sitting at 16,839. Okay, 16,839. Now, this being just a continuation signal, I think we are safe to also have a look at this high on the RSI here, and this was at 85. So 85, that's 17,280, and 79 was 850. Okay, so let's mark these off just as a start. So 280 and 16,850. Okay. Okay. Now, these are the ranges that we would like to see get broken, just judging from the 1 hour chart. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the downside and let's try to see where we can get a strong signal that could negate this whole structure. Just print somewhere a bullish divergence that actually is really strong, so that we can kick off the next week. Because if we are going down, the question is how far down could we be going? Now this one, I think let's have just a look. Let's have just a look at let's look at this one, and this one. Okay, so 33, 38.50 and 50. So let's have a look. 50. Where does that put us? 50 would be hit at 600 and 1600 and 16,200. So that's actually here within this range. I'm not really sure if this is gonna make it. Let's go to the closes, because sometimes those are a little bit sharper reads. 90 and 50, 49.50. I think this structure is not gonna be in the cards. More likely it will be between those two areas here. If we can manage to print a lower low on the RSI here, this would actually allow price to recover really rather strongly. Now let's have a look at 39 and 36.50, let's call it. So 39, this would be 16,000. 16,000 is actually just a little bit below here, so well within the range of the wedge. This one could make it, so just having a retest of the lower areas could allow for price to recover rather strongly. And 30, what was it, 36, 37, let's go for 36, 15,936. So same thing, that would be here in the low range of this wedge. All right. Okay. Now on the other hand, imagine that price would just be ranging up here. As long as we don't break any of these horizontal lines and we don't close above it, still a lot of bearishness could get could follow up. But I think here it would be better to start looking at the longer time frames, because this is actually a rather long move. And see, the lowest low on the RSI has been printed here just before we started this bull run, this rather strong run up. And let's have a look at the Fibonacci extensions. So the Fibonacci here could even suggest a correction that could go to the 0.618. That's in the mid 12,000s, 12,300. So see how this horizontal line is here actually well in place. And there's also a resistance, a support line here sitting at about 14,000 more or less. Now looking at the structure of the RSI here, we do see a lot more of bearish divergences coming into play. There's been this one over this one and this one. Now, if we look at these two, we do see a very, very strong price action. And the levels, the RSI levels are, you know, pretty close still. So we're talking 88.7 and 84. So 88 over 80, 84. So 4 points difference. But here, we are not seeing such a strong move on the price, while the difference on the RSI is actually rather significant. So we're 84, and this one is only sitting at 72. So this looks a little bit like a weakening off of the price action. Like I said, it's still very early in the game. We could still see a little bit or even a lot more uptrending. But as long as we don't break those two lines here, I think we are in trouble. And those are okay. Those are being measured off of the 1 hour chart. Let's hey, salam alaikum. Burak, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Cool. Now let's have a look at the measurements we make off of the 4 hour chart, because the 4 hour chart is maybe going to print a little bit of a different story for the limits that we want to set. So let's have a look. First, I'm going to remove these things here. So the high of this structure here, because it's very possible that we are going to make another swipe a little bit higher here, is at 72.4, and this one here is at 84. So 74, 72 and 84. Right, so let's go 72. That would be 16,645. So let's adjust that. 645. Okay, this is actually well within the range for a short-term move. And then this one was at 84. 84. That would be 18,000. Okay, so this is way higher. I'm even going to use another trend line just to make it more clearly. So yeah. So on a shorter term, what do I think? 1 hour time frames. If we reach here, still possible to trend up. If we reach above this, the important thing is that we close a 4 hour candle above this red range before we see price really moving down. As soon as price starts moving down back into the blue box or even below, this is where I think we have our confirmation that the trend is actually really reversing, and this is where I would start suggesting at least closing your long positions. Don't go long. Even here now, if you are considering a long position, I think the easy part of the trades was sitting right here. Those 3 touches, those were the easy ones. This one could also have been a good long position, but I think here we need to start becoming more careful, because more and more people are going to start looking at these areas to be taking profit off of. Now, just for the sake of being thorough, I'm going to look at the 10-hour chart, and we're going to see if the 10-hour chart agrees with what we are showing on the lower time frames. And here, again, it is very, very visible that on the RSI, we are making lower highs over price, making higher highs. So again, this is another line in the sand, or another red flag that kind of makes me think that we are setting up for a little more of a correction before we will see a new uptrend. Okay, so let's have a look at what happened last time. The last times we saw this. The last times we did see this, where was that? Yeah, here. The last times we did see this kind of structure was lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Eventually, first of all, we did get our series of lower highs on the RSI, starting with higher highs, even much higher high, and then eventually the capitulation, where the lower highs start to build up and even agree with what the RSI is doing. Where did we get our turnaround situation? That was here, where we were setting higher lows, and we did get a lower low on the RSI, giving us a very nice and strong bullish divergence. Now, just a second, I will be right back. Kunnen jullie een beetje stil zijn alsjeblieft? Ja, stil zijn alsjeblieft. Yeah. Now, where were we? Okay, so now we are wondering if we are seeing this same structure being set up right about here, because we do have the same series of lower highs on the RSI, corresponding here with the higher highs on the price action, right? So yeah, for now, looking at the longer time frame, I'm more inclined to be expecting some downward correction, because already getting to the same high here. Let's have a look and let's measure it out. I'm a little bit all over the place, just because it's a difficult chart to analyze. The hardest thing to analyze and to try and spot is a reversal of a trend. It's very tricky. It's easy to misread things. So yeah, here the 10-hour chart does agree with the 4-hour chart. We really at least need to see this area here, the 17,200 and 280, this white line. We need to see this one broken for it not to be a full-on reversal yet. But yeah, this is like a $1,000 move. So yeah, this is already really, really big. Now let's look at the downside. If we really start making lower lows, or we start making lower highs, how are we going to judge the point of no return? Where are we really, really, really starting to expect a turnaround? So for now, I would already start by using the 15,400 area as a first area of a first signaling area. Why? Two reasons. Because number one, we have this big node here that could serve as some support, but once we break below, we will be getting into the lower areas. We have, let's see, 15,375. Let's just calculate it differently. Let's go for here like this, 15,400. Let's look at 15,400. So it gives us an RSI read of 49 on the 10-hour chart. So this could be a little bit bullish, comparing it to one of these areas. And this one corresponds to this low, this one corresponds to this low. So yeah, landing on this area here could still initiate another try to the upside. So 15,400, 15,500 could be a first bounce where we could expect a little bit of a reaction from. So 400, there we go. Now, what else do we have? What else do we have to base ourselves off? Because I think this one is just going to be a very short-term move to the upside. This is not going to be the big one if we really start ranging down. Now, let's just look at the levels that we got from the Fibonacci tool. How about that? Let's try these levels first, and let's see where they bring us. So what did we have? We had 13,960. 13,960 would give us a 32 on the RSI. And 32 would already create a bullish divergence with all these areas here, which would be already a little bit stronger, but still not the one that would actually give us a really, really strong bottom signal. Now let's look at 12,450. 12,450. This would be an RSI read of 24, let's call it. So 24. Yeah, that would be a nice one, because then we would be sitting right below this area here. And I think having an RSI correction like this, creating a lower low from this to this, this could be a really, really nice and strong opportunity to get your longs in. But of course, you know, I would still be going level by level. First level sitting at 15,400. Second one more or less 14,000. Last one, last resort, would be here in this area. And you know what? Let's even make it a little more of a box, because I think here in this area we do have a little bit of leeway, just because of this. Yeah, I think this could work. All right, what do you get? What do you think, guys? What do you think? You think we get an idea here? Hey, Nasus Angel, how are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the stream. Um, Remember, if you have any kinds of questions, just go ahead. This is a little all over the place. It's a difficult chart right here to be analyzing, and I want to be very honest about this. You know, I'm not spoon feeding or making grand shouts and stuff. I'm really honestly analyzing the situations. The during the week was very easy. Was uptrend, uptrend, uptrend. Any idiot can analyze this. But now, we are really starting to close in what is looking like the end of the line temporarily. I'm not saying that this is the death of Bitcoin. It's just I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback and a correction, but now we want to see where we could set up and which areas we want to keep looking at, because it's important to keep your eyes open and to know what the signals could be that you really don't want to miss. Okay. um, so on the downside, if you're trying to enter a position, I would consider this line here. There is a second one right here. I think I'm going to remove this blue box just because it's not valid anymore. And so let's have a look. Let's just have a look. So this was 60 and this here 53. Uh, 53. It's 15,600. And 60. And those ranges are really starting to get very, very, very wide. So let's do it like this. 650. Okay. Point of no return would be here, and let's mark it red. Okay, locally, on a short term, getting below this blue line here and not breaking under the red line could still initiate a move up on the short term. Now, on the longer term, breaking down here, I do think we are going to get some rejection on this area because of this node before we initiate more of an uptrend. So this move here, a little bit of a stronger reaction, maybe going straight up, maybe bouncing a little bit, but once we start closing below, let's call it 13,000, Yeah, once we start closing below, you know what? I'm going to make this also a box area. Maybe this is going to make it a little more clear. Because we do like them boxes. Okay, so when we start closing below this blue box, it will be reaction here, moving up like this. The point of no return, is actually closing below this blue box, because this is where we will start getting in trouble, and we might be expecting a really long-term dump, going all the way down to the lower areas. But let's not just go there yet. Right now we can either start ranging above the blue box again, because right now we are actually still holding the line, even on a shorter term time frame. We're still holding this line, even though we are setting a few bearish divergences here, making lower highs and higher highs. But it's not set in stone just yet. Things could still turn around. We could still start printing a higher high on the RSI just by breaking the blue line here, getting above it, finding support here would be very, very nice. But if we, I'm just drawing all over the place. Yeah. But closing below this line, we want to see at least a reaction on those lines here. Breaking below, I do suspect that we are going to start heading for the lower ranges. There are going to be bounces. It's not gonna be in a straight shot. It could just play out like in small little moves like this, maybe a little bit like this, and then again down. You know, this is perfectly possible. Hey, Utku, hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. But those are actually the levels that I would be keeping my eyes on. But on the other hand, uptrends, I think we, even if we make a little bit more of an uptrend, eventually that's gonna become the top. I think we are looking more or less exhausted after this entire run. And yeah, I would be keeping my eyes on the box areas. Those are the ones that I think are going to be most valid for now. It's, oh my god, what am I doing? Yeah, I like everything to be nice and neat. All right. So before we close off, I'm gonna have a quick look at the dollar strength index, just to give us a little hint of how the dollar is closing the week. So let's see. what are we looking at? On the 1 hour chart, I don't see anything very, very alarming, which is actually a little bit concerning. We do have a bullish divergence here. You know, lower lows, higher lows, which could signal for the dollar to start making a little bit of a move to the upside. Let's have a look at the 4 hour chart. Let's see if it's there as well. What do we see? It's not really the same thing because they're just on the same level. But yeah, price action is actually there. We do have a higher low, while we just have, you know, similar bounces on the same area on the RSI. Now, for the rest, let's look at the 12-hour chart. On the 12-hour chart, we do see, yes, actually nothing very much in particular. This is interesting. Actually, the only chart that is showing bullishness for now is the 1 hour chart. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, on the weekly, same thing. It's just looking like continuation. We do have our bullish signal here. Considering this is continuation, we will be seeing more of a bounce to the upside. Let's look at the E-mini futures. Let's have a look at E-mini futures. Now, what's happening here? What is this? Yeah, it's really splitting hairs. We do have a little bit of a higher high on the RSI, while on the price action we do have a lower high, and this could just come in line with the rejection of this area here. So yeah, like I said, chances are that we are going to enter a little bit of an area of correction. Same thing for the S&P. This is very clear. Bearish divergence, and now, you know, heading for the correction, closing on a lower low on the RSI. So just continuation. This is just gonna keep going. So probably for the next week we might actually see Bitcoin prices cool down a little bit. But of course, you know, keep your eyes on the price. The most important thing is the price action and not the things we see here shortly on the charts. You know, as soon as something changes, as soon as we start closing above the blue line, above 16,650, then yeah, probably it's going to turn around and make another swipe to the upside. How far can it go? Well, the sky is the limit, but as long as we don't really break 18,000, then we are in for a longer correction than just a little bit of a small pullback. If we just start correcting down here now, I think hitting one of the first blue box area here would already make it very strong and strong enough to start moving back up. All right, now I'm going to leave you with this, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to join me every day at 12:30 UTC, Central European Time. It's 13:30, and whatever time zone you're living in, just make the math for yourself. Remember, you can support me by using my affiliate link to sign up to Bybit. Oh, South Africa. Hey, welcome, South Africa. How are you doing? So if you want to support the channel, remember I'm a big, strong believer in Bybit. It's a very, very nice leverage trading platform. To find my affiliate link, just head on over to my website, wolvesofbybit.com. On the website, you just you scroll down. There's a sign up to Bybit button. This is how you sign up. Afterwards, just send me an email using this form. Give me your user ID or use the email address that you use to sign up to Bybit, and then I can send you an invite to the Discord channel where you can reach me 24/7. Ask all your questions, whether it's about strategies, about insights, about a little bit more technical analysis and stuff. You know, I'm always available. Also, using my affiliate link, of course, I do get a little bit of a kickback, and it would be a very nice support for the channel. But you will also receive a standard reward. You will also receive some other perks that I can give you. Just give it a try. You don't lose anything, and you know, if you don't like it, no strings attached. You can take your reward and just run with it. It's not a problem. All right. Now, thank you very much for joining. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, 12:30 UTC. All right. Be there. Be square. Keep your position safe. Stay safe. And yeah, happy trading, guys. Bye bye.